After watching episode 78, I think you're left with a bunch of questions that were never answered, like what secret is Jeffrey hiding? And why did he stay in the TV Man teleportation smoke? Why didn't Titan Speakerman show up on the battlefield with the Speakerman armada? I'll also show you one leaked shot that will give you a deeper understanding of the scientist's TV Man. And at the end, I will share with you a theory about the unification of Gman, Titan Speakerman, and Juggernaut. That and much more in today's video. Well, if you've already put a like, then we're going to get started. Probably the most mysterious moment of episode 78 is who Jeffrey is. After that, viewers wondered why he stayed forever in the TV Man smoke. As Big TV Man said, this teleporter is not just a way to move from place to place, but a real-time machine. Even the TV Man himself, after seeing a vision of the city being blown up, can't tell if it was the past or the future. He also mentioned that if you stay in that space too long, you can get stuck there forever. In my opinion, Jeffrey really did stay there forever. Perhaps he has become a kind of guardian that holds back those who try to learn too much about the future or the past. It is possible to change the course of events through this dimension, but it is because of Jeffrey that no one can take advantage of this opportunity. This may then explain why the TV Mans can't take too long and often to choose a place to teleport, for they risk staying there forever. We've always been curious about the teleportation of the TV Mans. The first time we wanted to learn more was in episode 74 when the events took place on behalf of an elite TV Man. That's when we saw how the TV Man moved, and the strangest thing about it was that we saw a character in front of us that didn't look like a TV Man or anyone from the Alliance. And when we asked the author of Skibidi Toilet who was it, the Dafuk Boom said that we wouldn't find out until episode 81. In addition, when we asked Dafuk about the teleportation of the TV Mans, Mr. Boom said that in order for the teleportation of the TV Mans to happen, special conditions are needed. And that's what we saw in episode 78, because that's what the big TV Man told us when he was waiting for the right moment to teleport. Those who watched our analysis will remember that at that moment the gate opened, and only after that the teleportation took place. What if the Skibidi scientist, who also possessed the ability of teleportation, still managed to foresee the future and left a few trumps up his sleeve? For example, the scientist already knew that the Astro toilets would attack the Earth sooner or later, so he created a titanium suit for Gman as soon as possible. It is possible that the secret agent also has access to this dimension, or the information was given to him by Skibidi scientist as well as Gman, because already in the 73rd episode, Gman was aware of the invasion of Astro toilets on Earth. We also learned a lot from the full 77 episode when we were shown the scene with TV Man the scientist. As we remember, when the TV Man had to move their base away from the Astro toilets, the same thing that happened in episode 78 happened during the teleportation. We saw the TV Man scientist's past. As you remember, there was a scene shown where some mistake happens. We can notice it on this screen, and in the background we can hear the screams of people who were desperate to escape from this lab. Among other things, on the table we notice an old TV, which now resembles the head of a TV Man. In fact, it is not completely clear to us in what year this tragedy or bad experience took place. But from the screams, it is clear to us that the situation is very serious. And the most interesting thing is what was on the right side of the control panel. I mean this image, where we see the scientist and next to him someone else, but the black smoke did not allow us to see who was next to him at that moment. Now it's possible because we have just recently, we have a merged frame where we recognize what was depicted there. This is the leaked frame. This leaked frame appeared a few months ago, but not many people knew about it, and here we can fully see what was depicted in the picture. There's that scientist from scene 77 of episode 77, and there's some woman next to him. At first I thought it was Katie, but then rewatching episode 73 I realized it wasn't her. I'm assuming it's TV Woman, and as for the cat, I think it's no secret that it's TV Man Titan. Just kidding. Yes, there is such a theory, but he's a joke, and without jokes, let's zoom in a little closer on this shot and look at the cat's eyes. I don't know, either I'm making it up or the cat actually has green eyes. I'm not implying anything, but you can draw your own conclusions. Knowing the secret agent's abilities, I'd have to wonder. What do you think? Write your theories in the comments. In the future, we have yet to find out what secrets the TV mans are hiding. After all, it is not for nothing that they trust no one and carefully hide the location of their bases even from their own allies. The most disturbing thing is another. After the Astro toilet's attack on one of the TV mon bases, the toilet still managed to determine its coordinates with the help of GPS tracker. As a result, they destroy several key points on the base. In addition, the base itself is now virtually unusable. Its main support, Titan, has been taken under the control of the Astro toilets, which means that it will no longer be able to defend it. And the base's facilities are badly damaged. There is fire all around, the hardware is destroyed, and the equipment for improvements has been taken out of service. Basically, that's all there is to say about TV Mon the scientist, Jeffrey and his dimension. Let's hope Defuk reveals this storyline as soon as possible. This storyline as soon as possible. As we know, Defuk in one of the puzzles showed the improvements of all Speakermen, except for one Titan. Initially, many people thought that that giant Speakerman was Titan, but that wasn't the case. I think the new Titan Speakerman will combine the qualities of all the existing Speakermen. For example, he could get a scythe and an energy sphere that would be located behind him instead of a vulnerable core like that giant Speakerman had. Introducing the sphere would greatly improve his combat performance and make him less vulnerable. Essentially, he would no longer need the classic core. No doubt Titan would be reinforced with massive armor, ad blasters, and possibly sonic flying speakers like Speakerman's Strider. These speakers could stun enemies while Titan kills them in melee, making it much easier for him to fight. The Titan Speakerman is most likely still in development. Its creation requires much more time and resources because it is important to take into account all the past mistakes. Remember, earlier Speakerman Titan was always weaker than other Titans. Speakerman is the only Titan that can be easily infected because after the first infection, Speakerman did not improve but went straight to the battlefield. After several episodes, he did not improve and was infected a second time, but this time his healing was quick. And with the example of the TV Man Titan's improvements, we can see how the defense against the parasite works. There is a possibility that Defuk will show us a small scene with Titan in the next episodes. In his old interviews, he promised that we will finally see the Speakerman base, so we won't have long to wait. I'd also like to touch on an important topic related to that very Astro hunter. First of all, it is worth noting his physical strength. He easily dodged the operator's projectiles and could have almost easily killed him, if not for the Speakerman who arrived in time. He also appears to have close ties to the higher Astro toilets, as in the beginning of episode 78 we saw Hunter and the Astro Duchess attacking one of the Alliance's hideouts. But where am I going with this? You can notice a paw on the Hunter's helmet, the same one that Juggernaut and one of his sons have from episode 75. Now let's remember Gman and Juggernaut's dialogue from season 25, where we're clearly told that Juggernaut has several children because Gman promised to protect them all. And as we remember in episode 78, Hunter was wounded, but according to the story, Defuk decided to let him live, thanks to which he managed to leave the battlefield, and in the coming episodes, he will once again play one of the key roles in the series. Now imagine, if Gman and Astro Juggernaut start cooperating, it will mean that Hunter will become an informant along with Juggernaut. Both of them are experienced and dedicated fighters of their race, and they will surely know the location of their brethren's bases and future plans. This will seriously simplify the Alliance's task in fighting the enemy. Moreover, if there are many more Juggernaut children than we think, the Alliance's chances will be doubled, if not tripled. The only threat to this plan is that some of the Juggernaut children might not listen to it and refuse to betray their race. This is quite possible because even the Juggernaut himself can't keep track of everyone, and everyone will have a choice anyway. Now imagine this future trio. Gman is a brilliant strategist with not only well-thought-out tactics, but also powerful upgrades and a mysterious secret weapon that will soon enter the fray. Titan Speakerman is a future monster on the battlefield, armed with incredible abilities, and most importantly, ultrasound, one of the most effective weapons against Astro toilets. And finally, Juggernaut, a figure with connections among the higher Astro toilets and knowledge of their army's upcoming plans. However, it is worth understanding, Juggernaut and his children will definitely not show themselves openly. After all, as soon as they start to actively fight against their own fighters or behave too suspiciously, they will immediately be hunted. Especially as we remember from the Season 25, NLO Toilet has made it clear to Juggernaut that if he fails him once again, they will simply get rid of him. It's also worth considering the presence of the squad that pursued the Cameraman Titan, who somehow miraculously disappeared without a trace. So far, we have no clue as to where they might be. Perhaps these fighters will also go over to the Alliance side, because it would be more profitable for them. It would be better to go to the agents and get at least some chance to live than to try to return to their own after such a serious failure. And if they were just guilty of something minor, that would be one thing, but we're talking about losing an entire Titan. Furthermore, they've been hiding from their commanders for quite some time, which only makes their situation worse. If they return, they'll almost certainly face instant death. I also want to share my speculation about episodes 79 and 80. Episode 79, according to Defuk, will mostly focus on revealing storylines. Perhaps we'll get another hint there regarding Jeffrey and the TV man teleportation phenomenon itself, but definitely we should expect a transcript of the very conversation between Astro UFO and Gman that was shown back in episode 60. We probably shouldn't expect any major battles or new characters in this episode. In terms of length, I don't think the episode will be very long, and it's unlikely to be split into parts. Most importantly, Defuk has already confirmed that episode 79 will be released next month, which is exciting. I hope that at least some of the unopened storylines that many people may have forgotten about will finally be developed. The 80th episode, on the other hand, is likely to be massive and split into parts. Most likely, will be transported back to the battlefield from the end of episode 78, where the Alliance squad will be subjected to a new attack by the Astro Toilet Army. It's there that Defuk should show us the improved Titan Speakerman in action, and possibly Gman himself to help him in battle, thus increasing the chance of officially forming an alliance with him. We should also expect an abrupt plot twist, as has always been the case with series ending at 0. What exactly will be revealed remains a mystery. Perhaps it will be the return of Titan Cameraman, the appearance of Duke, or even the return of someone we've long forgotten about.